Just a reminder that this and all my other videos are made for doll collectors or adults buying dolls for others. This is not a video for children. Viewer discretion is advised. Thank you very much for listening. Hello Internet! My name is Kelsey and welcome back to my closet. So guys, there's just a lot to talk about today. We've got speculation, we've got cancellations, and we've got other things that are coming soon. So strap yourselves in because this is gonna be a big one. And we're gonna start with Rainbow High and the fall 2023 lineup that has been updated by Doll.Girlicious. A lot of these things that are in the coming soon part are things we've seen already, although I am going to talk about Shadow High Series 3 separately in a moment. But mostly I'm gonna concentrate on this page of canceled stuff. So some we already knew were going to be canceled, like there were more custom dolls that they're not going to be making anymore. The Storm Twins Jeep, that was a long time ago that they just never came out with it. The 24-inch Bella, which still breaks my heart as a Bella stan. But apparently they are also canceling the Style Series fashion packs and the Accessory Studio Series 2. And I have mixed feelings on this. On the one hand, I hated the blind box of Accessory Studio Series 1. Even though it was color coordinated, you still had multiple of the same color box that could give you different shoes or purses. Fabric boots and bags were definitely the best value, but even then, $10 when all it came with was the little cardboard receipt and the dust bag. It just never seemed worth it to me. On the other hand though, I mean, we saw the leaks of the shoes that were supposed to be coming in Accessory Studio Series 2, and some of them were really cute. So now I guess we're just never gonna get them unless they reuse them on some future dolls, but I highly doubt that's going to be the case, so unfortunately there's some cool shoes that we're gonna miss out on. As far as the fashion packs, you know, I've wanted Rainbow High fashion packs for a long time, but I didn't want them in a blind bag form. So I wasn't really looking forward to the Style series in that respect, and I'm wondering if they canceled it because people have given such negative feedback about the lack of second outfits, but it may be giving MGA too much credit to say that that's why they're not doing it. I think it's just that Accessory Studio Series 1 didn't sell very well. The initial release, it was hard to find them in the beginning, but now that everyone has gotten the pieces that they want, the shelves are just overflowing with leftovers. But also being canceled, there was apparently going to be a life-size sewing machine. There was also going to be another holiday doll, or celebration doll as they were calling it. I'm not really that disappointed about this being gone either, just because of the fact that Roxy was very underwhelming to me, and Maria was kind of problematic, and neither of them, I think, were worth their prices at all. And the only thing on this list here that's not totally canceled, but is just postponed, is another themed line for the Series 1 characters, which, I mean, when you have the Runway series coming out in July, and it's pretty much the pinnacle of Series 1. I mean, I don't know how much more they could possibly do to make them any better. They're just probably going to fall to the wayside compared to the Runway dolls unless they really, really pull out all the stops. I just don't really have high hopes right now because, guys, I'm afraid that Rainbow High is on their downslide. And the evidence is right in front of us in Shadow High Series 3. First of all are the names, which we went over in the last video. They seemed super cheesy, but then there was some confusion that maybe they might be fake. Now it's turning out that they are real. So those on-the-nose names that we went over last time are the names. But if the names didn't convince you that something is up, the pictures should. And now listen, I know I was hard on Series 5 of Rainbow High, but this almost makes me want to take it all back because what the heck are these dolls? Somebody commented on that critique that I did about Series 5 that I was being too harsh on dolls that are made for children. First of all, just because it's made for children doesn't mean it should be bland, boring, and thoughtless. Secondly, MGA 100% knows that they have an adult audience as much as a child audience. Otherwise, they wouldn't send out PR to adult collectors. They wouldn't invite them to Toy Fair and other events to see their products. They wouldn't listen to feedback from adult collectors. So you can't tell me that they're not trying to appeal to both sides. And that being the case, I think I have every right to critique these dolls that used to be really spectacular. This is not Shadow High anymore. These dolls are just a new version of Rainbow High, basically. They have lost all their edge. They're just too colorful. And they're bland and boring. And I said this a lot about the Series 5 characters, but in comparison, this makes Series 5 look really, really good. And yes, some Series 5 characters did grow on me a little bit. Maybe these will too. I reserve the right to change my mind about them when we get better images, but my first impressions are not very good. So far, we only have prototype stock images for a couple of the characters. We've got Rosie, Redwood, and Lavender Lynn. I mean, I know some things can change sometimes from the prototypes to the final product, but these are very close to what the final product is going to be. So there's not going to be some drastic change that's going to make these dolls 100 times better. This is very close to what we're going to be getting. Look at how empty the box looks. If you're going to give us less stuff, at least make it look like we're still getting some decent amount of stuff. That whole empty area in the bottom right corner, it just draws your eye there to like, isn't there supposed to be something there? And again, both of them are just very, very plain. I mean, the color on Lavender is pretty, and I like some of the sparkly elements in her outfit pieces, but her outfit is just plain. There's like not that much embellishment. The most interesting piece out of the two of them here would be Rosie's coat, because it has that embroidery and it's long and furry. So that's a nice piece, but the rest of them, I'm just not into it at all. Also, am I the only one seeing like dinosaur vibes from Lavender? No, not that one. Yeah. Am I the only one seeing that? Anyway, I do have some hope for Pinky, Berry, maybe Scarlet. I don't know what's going on with Billy Ocean back there, but in general, this is just so outside the realm of Shadow High. It's too colorful, it's not edgy at all, which is part of what I really loved when Shadow High first came out, that they were taking risks and they were doing things that they were kind of afraid to do with Rainbow High. So they built this whole line around experimenting. And even with Series 2 or with Neon Shadow, where they started to pull in more color, they still made it distinctive and well designed, and it felt still like Shadow High. These do not feel like Shadow High. This is something else. Maybe this is a hot take, maybe not, but this is just my opinion. If you feel differently, you can feel free to say so in the comments, but don't try to tell me that this is just for kids, because it's not anymore. MGA knows exactly what they are doing. They are trying to get adult money as much as they're trying to get parent money. And speaking of the dolls that I originally thought were the Fantasy Friends, we have the pictures of the Rainbow High body dolls, as they've been called for a while, but the actual line is called Rainbow High New Friends, which is why they had the word friends in the listings in Target. These dolls I am not as upset about. They kind of blend in with Series 5, and some people are calling them like Series 5.5 for that reason. They're still in that more simplistic sort of style, but they have a little bit more going on, at least. Plus the new body sculpts that they are using. These also look like they're going to be coming with some new accessory types. Their backdrops in the boxes kind of look like classroom scenes, so maybe they're going to have more classroom accessories, which would be nice. I'm getting tired already of all the tiny makeup brushes. My favorite of the group is Lilac Lane, or whatever her name is. Most likely, I would probably wind up getting her. I mean, she is a purple doll, first of all. Secondly, I love that she's taller, And I mean, I can't resist a pleated skirt and a sweater. That is a really cute outfit. I think these three are good. Like I said, they definitely fit in well with Series 5. Also from MGA, there are going to be more series of Miniverse. We're going to get a Series 2 of Make It Mini Food. But what I'm really excited about is these new ones, Make It Mini Lifestyle. I need these. These are adorable. I mean, you've got succulents, candles, fish bowls. I want all of them right now. I just love the idea of these little miniature housewares. It is adorable. I want them. Also coming from Miniverse, we have another round of brats, including the swinging chair that they're making a full-size reproduction of that will be coming out soon. I'm debating on getting that chair. I don't know if I can incorporate it into one of my displays somewhere, but I do really like the design of it. I didn't have it when I was a kid, but it would be so fun to have the full-size chair and the mini chair. Speaking of mini surprise capsules, there is going to be a Series 5 of mini brands, of course, and there's FedEx boxes. Like, they're really expanding into lots of brands that I wouldn't have expected, and I'm loving that they are not just doing food anymore, that they have office supplies and cleaning supplies, and they're expanding. I want the office supplies. More than the food, I want the office supplies and the cleaning supplies, and the FedEx boxes. So I will probably be getting a few of those capsules. Foodie Mini Brands is also having a Series 2, and they are including some pizzas this time around, which I like. These are supposed to be scented. I'm not sure how I feel about savory scented item. It's cool for the authenticity, but at the same time, like, do I really want to be smelling garlic from my mini brands all the time? But the Cinnabon ones, if those smell like Cinnabon, I also adore that little ramen frozen moment bowl. That is really cute. All right, finally, let's take a look at some Monster High stuff. Starting with Amped Up Frankie, who is part of the Monster Ball line. This is the best Frankie they've done so far, hands down. I mean, I thought the Coffin Bean one that came with Deuce was the best one, and they're still one of my favorites out of all the Frankies they've done. And Iridescent is really, really pretty too, and in a totally different way. But this one is just so cool. I love how electric and rock and roll they are. I love the thicker eyebrows. I think that really makes the face for me, is that the eyebrows are even thicker than before and like just really intense. All the colors, all the pieces of the outfits. I might have to replace my other Frankie with this one. Or maybe have both. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like breaking my rule about having multiple characters with Monster High because they keep coming out with the same characters. And on the one hand, for characters like Draculaura, it doesn't bother me as much because I love Draculaura. But on the other hand, I do want to see more of the monsters. Give me more of the ghouls. I want to see more ghouls. And this is a problem it seems like we're going to be having for a while though. Because also from Monster High, we're getting a line called Faboolous Pets, which is kind of like Beasties at the Mall from G1. There's going to be a Claudine and Draculaura 2-pack and then a separate Cleo. But again, it's the same characters. So this line is going to be exclusive to Target, supposedly. The Cleo is very pretty. I like the way they did her hair. We have the return of Hisette. And as always, Draculaura is just darling. I love her. Claudine is fine. Besides Monster Ball and Iridescent, no other Claudine has really wowed me. She's just not my favorite. And I'm sorry to any Claudine fans, but for me, she's just kind of like, okay, it's another Claudine wearing animal print clothes. Speaking of Claudine getting another doll, this on the Haute Couture side of things, we got a little teaser about 2 more Masquerade dolls in the Midnight Masquerade line. Claudine, it's the same thing again. They did the same thing with Haute Couture as they're doing in G3, with repeating a lot of the same characters. But Operetta, on the other hand, is like the perfect doll for a Masquerade line. I mean, her father wore a mask all the time. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with her. If her design is super cool, I may be willing to spend the $75 on her. And then finally, we have a sneak peek into some of the G3 dolls for the end of this year and early 2024. So again, we're getting a lot of repeats for the core ghouls, but some highlights we have are a new core version of Venus McFlytrap and Catty Noir in kind of a series 2 or wave 2 of core ghouls. There's going to be a beach line called Scaradise Island featuring dolls in swimsuits with beach accessories. These are not supposed to be budget dolls from what this says, they're just a swimsuit theme. Heath is going to be in this line, so that'll be his first doll. There's going to be another special theme that's supposedly at the level of Monster Ball, according to this infographic. Again, with the core ghouls, and with a separate Draculaura who may or may not be part of this theme. It could be that they're going to do the same sort of thing they did with Monster Ball, where 4 of them are the main part of the line, and then there's one that has extra stuff like Amped Up Frankie. Then there's going to be the next couple of holiday dolls. Of course, we heard about Skeleta a little while ago. I don't think I ever mentioned it, but I know I saw it on Instagram a while ago. Obviously for Dia de los Muertos. Knowing the fact that the Barbies for this holiday are always very respectful and thoughtful, I know that she is going to be designed really nicely, and she's probably going to be sold out in 2 seconds. But that's okay. I'm more kind of looking forward to the Ginifier Year of the Dragon that I would assume is coming out for Lunar New Year next year. Ginifier is one of those characters that have gone back and forth with getting a doll of her, and if this one turns out to be really cool and well designed, this may be the one. I've just always kind of liked her gold skin tone. I think it's very unique and different. Persephone and Meowlity are going to finally get their 2-pack. This has been a long time coming that they've been planning this. That's supposed to be exclusive to Walmart. And finally, it's speculated, of course, that there will be more budget dolls and more waves of Skulltimate Secrets, which I'm not upset about. I mean, people who are collecting a lot of the Skulltimate Secrets dolls, they're just gonna have these coffin lockers up the wazoo. But I mean, I really like Viridescent. There's been a couple of leaks of Neon Frights. They look promising, so if they keep doing Skulltimate Secrets, I'm sure they're just going to continue to get better. And anyway, guys, that is all I have to talk about for today. I know I got a little ranty towards the beginning with the Shadow High stuff. I just have a lot of opinions. Again, I ask you to please respect my opinions because they are mine. With Rainbow High being one of my favorite lines, it's disappointing when they don't live up to what they used to do. Because this is not just me critiquing a line like Dream Ella and saying, oh, Dream Ella should be on the level of Rainbow High. No, this is Rainbow High should be on the level of Rainbow High. So anyway, if you like Shadow High Series 3, that is your opinion and you are more than welcome to it. You know, this is a safe space for everyone to share how they feel about the dolls. So please respect that while I may have a hot take, it's my hot take. As for the rest of the video too, you know, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts on everything, not just Shadow High. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends, and until next time, bye!